Are you, or someone you know, affected by Snailgate? Recent events have occurred in the Palia community, and you might be entitled to compensation in the form of content and hilarity. Stay tuned for more details. So how has everybody been this week? I hope everybody's been doing well. It's been kind of a week. I'm sure many of you agree, and I'm sure many of you also disagree. So let's get right into it. Honk if you love soup. Stop honking. I just dropped my broccoli cheddar bread bowl. Oh man, I have so much time for a bread bowl. Horrible Gaming. Horrible Gaming always has some really cool builds. Pretty creative use of the new furniture set. Plot entry with a river build, waterfall created with new terraform items and landscape pieces. Yeah, Horrible Gaming is also a Palia partner. Go check them out. Also another one from Horrible Gaming, Hobbit Home with a new terraform. Still work in progress, aren't they all? Yeah, that's proper. That's properly cluttercore, I'd say. For my amusement, that name checks out. Needed to share with someone. Wow, 11 hours ago and it already has 747 upvotes as of this video. That is gorgeous. I wonder how long it took you to do that. That is really impressive. Wow, that's so sweet. That is so sweet. Amazing. Please take care. Underage players are playing Palia. Based on some dialogue I've seen in Palia and some post articles, I felt like it should be noted that there are underage people playing Palia. I think this is a great game and a great game for kids. That being said, there appears to be some predators out there. Potentially, the instigating player doesn't realize they are chatting with someone underage. However, anytime you have a free platform with communication, you will have predators looking to exploit it. If you see something, say something and report it. Absolutely, every single time. They are here whether you like it or not. I'm not asking anyone to babysit other people's kids. I'm asking that if anyone sees any suspicious conversations to report the player. Yeah, absolutely. That's why we can't have nice things. So okay, so Brote Santa. This is Maverick Maruyama. If you've not seen this in person, stop what you're doing right now, pause the video, and open up Palia and go and check this out in person. You might cry. I know my wife did. But this is just, it's absolutely incredible to see in person. Maverick, if you watch this, I'm looking forward to our tour. Can't wait to see what you have cooked up. And if y'all are watching, keep an eye out for that video because I'm really excited to sit down with them and do an interview. Listen, I love sunny, bright days as much as anyone else, but I have a deep psychological and physiological need for storms and rain. I'm sure it's there. I don't know. Watering crops, different bugs or creatures coming out or going away during the rain. I mean, we are right up on the ocean. It got to be raining at some point. Why do we have rain? That's an excellent question. I imagine that it might come eventually, but you know, considering that we're humans and at some point we lived on Earth, maybe Earth is actually the planet Palia. Maybe it was renamed, and this is what happens when climate change runs amok. Sorry. That's why we can't have nice things. No, I think that honestly, the reason why we don't have something like this is because it's a very graphically intensive thing, and the mechanics that you're talking about would take quite a bit to incorporate. So we might get weather in the future. I would be interested to see how they pull that off. But yeah, it's you know, it's good feedback. 4 days ago, Papa Choppa time change. The game, if those of y'all who don't know, the Magic Market, it'll begin at 10 p.m. instead of 8 p.m. This makes sure that y'all don't have any downtime because, you know, idle hands are Machi's plaything. Whoever said put Palia on system memory on Switch, I love you. Oh, that's cool. Most of the time when you're working with hardware, you always want to put it where, like, put a game where it's going to be read the fastest. In this case, if you're using a memory card, if you're saving your game on a memory card, your mileage may vary. Unless you have a really good memory card that has a high read rate, that's a little different. But for the most part, putting Palia on the system memory, you'll have better performance because there's less room for the data to travel. It makes a difference. I just started last week what I came up with so far. That's awesome. That's a really good looking system, design system anyways. I like this. I always like this. This is it's very welcoming. Cool layout. Interesting little table in front of the fireplace. That's pretty cool. How many of y'all remember like when you first started Palia? I figured out the hard way that you cannot trade any plushies that have a modified color on them. I kept getting the error message, trade canceled, something went wrong, no matter who I traded with or what table I was at. I started to think I was banned or something because no one else had the issue. It took me a day and a half to figure out what was really going on. All my ore moves were color modified. I had to go back to my plot and revert them to their original state, and then I was able to trade them. I hope this helps the next person that runs into this. There are only certain plushies that you can recolor, but that's kind of interesting that you can't trade that. I understand why, but I also disagree with it. Tell me what y'all think in the comments. I'd love to know what your thoughts are. Just one long skirt, please, Miss Rochester. I'm not here to complain about the fact that all but the standard clothing can only be purchased. In fact, I think that monetization idea is so cool. It's great that the developers made sure we don't have to pay for any content essential to the game, and all of the clothes for sale are elaborate enough to make it worth it. I get what you're saying. I don't necessarily fully agree with it. I think the price could come down a lot. That's just me. The one criticism I have is there isn't a single long skirt or dress in the free clothes. I just want to live my cottagecore dreams in the cozy Paley world, even though I can't afford to pay for clothes yet. I think just one long skirt or dress would make the free clothes selection perfect. I just want to put that out there for the Paley team. Yeah, I love creating these videos for this purpose alone, just to kind of capture the Reddit side of things, and hopefully Singularity 6 sees it and pays attention. Because I agree with you. I agree with you. I don't know if there's anything more than that Singularity 6 can do to make the premium clothes so elaborate that they're worth it. And it's always about the value proposition for people. You know, how much are you willing to spend for something that's purely cosmetic? That's always been a heated topic, and I know that Singularity 6 is listening, and they're making adjustments too. So I'm excited to see what they come up with for the future. But I also get it. It's a hard sell. 4 days ago, I'm so ready for trading. My plushie shop is only missing a few: bee, mouse, beetle, and moth. Okay, so like the other day on, oh my gosh, look at this. That's a lot of, like, why? You already have everything, Space Meowt. Like, why would you even bother trading? That's just my honest opinion. You have so many plushies. Clearly this is a flex. People that don't have these plushies are probably fuming right now. But like why would you really bother with trading? Honestly, I really want to know. I really want to know. For someone that has this many plushies, like, why would you bother trading? Because you already have everything. So like, where do you go from here? Like, I really want to know. I'm really genuinely curious. I think that majority of people that participate in the trading are not going to be these people. No offense at all. No offense at all. I know that it's fantastic. Like, I know that it takes a lot of work to get all of that stuff. I'll give y'all a perfect example, okay? The only two Palcat plushies that I had, Nox, which was the very first Twitch drop, and then the Sandy Palcat. I had two community members who joined after that time. I'm gonna tell y'all what I did as a Palea partner. I like the plushies, I really do. I think they're fantastic. I think that they are adorable and they're fun to collect. If I'm being honest, it's not gonna hurt me if I trade something. Like, I'm not like overly attached to the plushies, but I do think they're cute, and I like that Palea went in this direction. I'm gonna tell y'all what I did. Y'all may think I'm crazy, but I traded them. One of my community members, just it meant more to them than it did me, and to me that's a very easy sell. That's a very easy sell. There was another community member that shared a very beautiful personal story, and it was related to the Palcat plushie that I gave them. So to me, that's no brainer. That's no brainer. There are going to still be plushies I hold on to. I mean, let's be honest, they are fun. And the potato pods are freaking adorable. I'm not gonna lie, this post confuses me. But hey, you know what? Good for you. I turned my courtyard into a kitchen with a rooftop work area. It's so creative how people come up with all these things, come up with all these different designs. I'm kind of curious, like, what the rooftop work area looks like. But it's cool though that people have the creativity. Oh, okay. I didn't see the arrow. Ah, there it is. There it is. That's nice. That's very creative. That's very creative. I kind of like how you use the tree in the center to show, kind of hide your worm farm. That's what that is, right? That's worm farm. No elderberry to 20 through 28. That's good. That's a really good pro tip. Don't forget to turn your grass off for choppa and bug hunting. I do this, and I have a pretty beefy graphics card, I'm not gonna lie. If you don't know, if you go into settings, what you're looking for is you're looking for grass distance and foliage distance. Turn those all the way down, and you get a view that looks like this. And it does make it a lot easier to find stuff, especially if your view distance is fairly decent. You can spot things from a good distance away. 1 trip to Bahari, 3 powderhorn, 3 rainbow tips, 1 starch spitfire, and a large pallium. I spooked the first rainbow before I knew what was going on, called out second and cicada. I'm honestly shocked. I've been sitting here staring at my screen in disbelief. Oh, by the way, that's Dr. Nightmare. Good job. Y'all, can I get a like on this video real quick? I got a starred ruby yesterday, and I'm not gonna lie, I mean, my mining level is only 15. So I apologize in advance to anybody that has not gotten a starred ruby yet. Me and Ellie, we just kind of went out, we were hanging out with our mods and voice chat, and like got a starred ruby, and we got like 2 Cernic plushies. Like, it was a good day. Howdy, welcome to the museum. Carbonara Coon? Oh yeah, here we go. I'm a big fan of whenever you walk into a house and you put something in the center, it forces you to look around. And I think that that's one of like the coolest tricks ever. It's such a very simple but very subtle thing. It forces you to look around. That's fantastic. That is fantastic. Good job, Carbonara Coon. That is cool. I like that design a lot. That's really good work. I'm looking forward to seeing what you come up with if you're ever interested in having me come out there and check it out in person. I was so hyped for landscaping. Now I'm probably just going to stop playing for a while. Why does it cost so much gold? It's not even prestige. Let me preface that I stopped playing, however, I came back when they add new things to decorate plots, buildings, new props, etc. The one update I said, this would be the one that really brings me back because of how much it would unlock for decorating was this update, landscaping, aka placeable hills and rocks. So when I logged on to see how much it would cost to even start my plot, my heart sunk. I don't really understand how anyone in their dev team thought an object that requires dozens of assets to make one single hill look good would be so exceedingly expensive. More like 1,000 for a rock, a small terrace, or dirt piled up into a mound, $7,000. I could do that in a day for free. They priced it like the housing system, which would be fine, but those are just generic props that in many styles of plot would need to be scattered everywhere. Imagine I was charged 5,000 gold to place a tree and wanted to make a forest. That's how this current system feels for someone who wanted a rocky landscape. I just spent 500,000 golds to make 4 hills. That's it. That's all I got at the end of that spinning spree because you need to use so many rock props to blend in the jagged hill edges. That hill took up a ton of my housing limit prop items, and for what? It looks cute. It does look cute, but does this look like it should cost more than my house to make this little hill area? You know, there's always trade-offs. There's always trade-offs when it comes to stuff like this. You have to remember, and I'm not disagreeing with you on this, but just kind of I like to give perspective into different points of view. Palia is a free-to-play game. What that means is that you're not paying with money, you're paying with time. In order for you to do something like this, Palia doesn't want you to be able to do it quickly. They want you to have to work for it. And if you are able to do it in a short amount of time, congratulations, you did, but it is going to cost you a lot in in-game currency. So this is I'm reading ahead here, right? So this is kind of one of my big sticking points. They continue, why can't anything in this game be reasonably priced? Everything pushes you back into cake party tedium because there's no way I can make money required to actually fill a plot with this stuff. It'd take millions of gold to fill a plot with these landscape props the way I want to. Let's talk about cake parties for a second. Cake parties are a product of the pricing in Palia. People want to take the shortest way possible, the path of least resistance. So if they can get several, like tens of thousands worth of gold in spending, 3 hours of their time, then that's their prerogative. Cooking parties you know, they're not just a way to make money fast, but they're also a really good social element. I like that part about them. I like that they're a way to hang out with people. People are taking shortcuts because it's frustrating. I like to kind of remind people that the reason why the things are the way that they are is because Singularity 6 wants you to be engaged. They want you to be playing Palia. I can tell you, though, that you're most likely an outlier. It's not a bad thing. It just means that you're one of the top players in Palia. And the fact that you're able to do this in a short amount of time is awesome. I would not be able to do something like that in a short amount of time. But I will also say that to the casual player, that is probably going to be the most impactful thing. Okay. You want this game to be approachable for casual players because casual players can dip in and out and they'll play on a longer time frame than most other people. I know several hardcore Palia people that there's an update that comes out and they practically get everything within the first 24 hours of it being released. And then they're just like, well, what do I do now? Take your time, slow down. I assure you there's plenty of stuff to do. They continue on. I can't place houses on them. I can't place greenhouses on them. I can barely place much on them because of how small they are. They are just glorified break up the flat map items, even though logistically everything meaningful on your plot is still on the exact same level. It really just helps break up the tree line minorly and keep your plot from looking like an endless flat grid of stuff. I'm just really disappointed that a nature set that's just so used to create the foundation for a basic visual language to offset the fact that you gave us nothing but flat maps to work on is a heavy grind set meant to take away all our money as if hills and rocks in the game are a luxury item. I'm really sorry that you feel this way because it looks like I understand that it's taking a lot of effort to make this happen, but you know what? You're doing a good job of it. I ran out of money and hit the decor limit building this one, all to get something to break up the grid of my flat plot. Landscaping should not be gold at all. If it is gold, it should be pennies. Ha, dirt cheap. I see what you did there. It should be an entire digit less per item. These are things, assumingly, we're suggesting already were on our plot when we got there. Wow. Okay, they're still going. They're still going. Okay. Yeah, I can't even really. Oh, nice of them to put just a word of warning. If you're going to put a TLDR, put it at the top, not the bottom. This even is pretty verbose. So Magvadis, I get it. But you know, Palia is not done yet. This is a incremental change. I feel so bad for people that experience this kind of luck because they have things that just kind of glitch out and it's so hard to aim on a controller. I just reached friendship level 4 with both Ashura and Tish. I finished Tish's quest first, and I was talking to her to complete it and accidentally clicked the button to accept her as my ship instead of Ashura. I'm upset because I wanted Ashura as a ship so bad, and I know it's just a game, but I was grinding to get my friendship level with him high enough for him to be my ship. I guess that teaches me to be more careful with clicking during dialogue. I don't know if they can do anything about this, but I would submit a ticket to Singularity 6 and see if you can fix it that way. Like, it's an interesting thing. The ships, I have not picked my ship yet. I don't know who I'm gonna pick, but I want to first off say that your screen name is amazing. 3 frogs, 1 goat. I have no idea what that means, but you're not the only one. My wife had this happen to her during the first Maji market, and she accidentally clicked Tish because, you know, we were missing the market. She had to go through this whole the whole cinematic and everything, and luckily she liked Tish, but I'm sure she probably would have wanted to like be able to have the choice and be ready for it and be able to enjoy it. But I also hope that Singularity 6 allows us to replay those cinematics because, you know, unless you recorded them, it's going to be in the history books. Yeah, I understand your frustration. Absolutely. Let's close this out with talking about the old SNAIL gate, because that was pretty interesting, right? I'm not going crazy. It looked like a different snail, but I understand that Singularity 6 was like, nah, we didn't actually add a new snail, but I think it was just a mix-up, though. How many of y'all have ever tried to make something happen over email? It's probably lost in translation. I want you to stick around because I got a little treat for you, and it's only about a couple minutes long. I hope you enjoy it. Until next time, take care, bye-bye, and follow me for more Palia tours.
I saw a snail plush, yeah, a little cutie in the promo pic, but something felt screwy. One plush or two? Oh, I gotta know, but they're saying one snail while my doubts grow. Snail gate, one plushie or two, we can't relate. They saying no way, just a little snail made, but I swear there was more in that plushie crate. Just one plush feels kinda sus. The more I scroll, the more I must trust or bust. Through comments, I'm not alone. Feels like a different snail, or maybe a clone. Just one, they claim, like it's plain to see, but that snail's got a twin, oh don't you gaslight me. Snail gate, one plushie or two, we can't hide the bait, cause we saw, yeah, we're wide awake. It's snail gate, baby, give us a break. Snail or two, only you. One snail, one tail, or is it untrue? So next time you're looking at a snail in a frame, just remember this gate and remember the game. Snail gate. One plush. Just one plush feels kinda sus. The one plush feels calmer. Then one plush feel a ton of sus. Then one plush feels kinda sus. Just one plush feels kinda sus. Then one plush feels kinda sus. The more I scroll, the more I must trust or bust. Or bust. Or bust. I scrolled through comments, I'm not alone. Feels like a different snail, or maybe a clone. Just one, they claim, like it's plain to see, but that snail's got a twin, oh don't you gaslight me. Just one plush feels kinda sus. The more I scroll, the more I must trust or bust. Or bust. Or bust. Or bust. I scrolled through comments, I'm not alone. Feels like a different snail, or maybe a clone. Just one, they claim, like it's plain to see, but that snail's got a twin, oh don't you gaslight me. Snail or two, only you. One snail, one tail, or is it untrue? So next time you're looking at a snail in a frame, just remember this gate and remember the game. Snail gate.